You don't remember your name at first. Just the weight, the smell, the sound. The ground is alive, breathing beneath you. The air tastes of iron and fear. Somewhere ahead, the world is tearing itself apart. Somewhere behind, someone still believes this will end. You press your hand into the mud. It's warm. You wonder if that warmth belongs to the earth or to someone who fell before you. Then, the whistle screams. And for a single, impossible heartbeat, you understand what war really means. You open your eyes to darkness that isn't quite night. The air tastes of mud and rusted iron. Something drips rhythmically. Water, maybe. Or blood. A rat scurries past your leg. You don't flinch. Not anymore. The trench wall behind you is slick. Rain, sweat, decay. Months of it. Your uniform is stiff with filth. Your scarf hasn't been cleaned since before Christmas of last year. All around you, murmurs. Low voices, never quite silent. Some whisper prayers. Others just mutter the names of home.
Word is we're moving up at dawn. The Canadians took the ridge.
Another bloody push. When does it end?
You don't remember falling asleep. No one really sleeps here. You just fade. And when you open your eyes again, you're still here. Buried in earth. Buried in duty. Ahead, the horizon glows. Not from sunrise, but from the burst of distant artillery. Flares cast silhouettes over no man's land. Dead trees, broken wire, shattered helmets. A crow lands on the parapet and stares at you, like it's counting the survivors. You envy it. Wings, distance, escape.
Sweet Jesus, spare me today.
They call this the quiet before the storm. But in a trench, there is no real quiet. Just a lower hum of dread. The air buzzes with the tension of waiting. Boots shifting in wet clay. A match struck in trembling hands. Far away, a solitary gun coughs once. A reminder, it's never really over. You check your rifle. Again. You cleaned it last night, or what counts as night here. But mud finds everything. One jammed round in the middle of a charge? That's how people die. Your fingers ache from cold. The kind that doesn't sting anymore. It just burrows into your joints and settles. It's early 1917, and the trench you're in cuts through the chalk soil of the Somme like a scar. The smell of rotting sandbags, cordite, and latrine pits hangs in your nostrils like a curse. Someone passes you a tin mug. Tea, they say. It tastes like burnt metal, but it's hot. That makes it gold. Across from you, a boy, barely 18, maybe younger, stares at a crumpled photo. A mother? A sweetheart? He's been holding it like a relic for hours. A sergeant walks the line, muttering about rations, about masks, about keeping heads down. You nod. It's ritual. Words don't matter much now. Only routines, repetitions, movements of habit that delay thinking. You count the seconds between explosions in the distance. That's how you tell time here. Not in hours, but in blasts. A flare bursts somewhere to the east. Green, then gone. You recognize the color, a signal. It means the enemy might be moving. Or maybe you are.
Keep it quiet. Check your bayonets now. We move out when the light breaks.
The order doesn't thunder down the trench. It whispers.
Fix bayonets and wait for the signal.
Stand by to go over at
your
first
training.
light.
Move quickly.
No one
quietly
flinches.
across no
No
man's
one
land.
shouts or salutes. There is no room for glory in this place. Only gravity. You feel the weight of it settle into your spine. Not fear. Not yet. Just
Prepare to go over
pressure.
the top at first light.
Like the earth itself is waiting to see if you'll rise. You check your gear. Again. Bayonet fastened. Hemlet strap tightened. Gas mask within reach. You know the drill. Everyone does. You've become a machine. Not out of courage, but necessity. Next to you, a man vomits into the duckboard. Nobody looks. That's just how mornings start here. Courage, you've learned, is mostly about pretending you're not about to break. It's about standing when every inch of you screams to lie down and vanish. The officer appears, crouched low. His tunic is stained. His hands tremble just enough to make you feel less alone. 5 minutes, he mutters. Then he disappears again. Into the fog. Into uncertainty. Someone begins to hum. An old folk tune. French, maybe, or English. No one really knows. It's soft, cracked, like a lullaby from a childhood none of you really had. You close your eyes for just a second. Try to remember your own bed, a kitchen table, the smell of soap. Nothing comes clearly.
Looks like we're moving
You
out.
open your eyes again. The fog is thinner now. Your heart beats louder than the shells, and you realize you're already halfway gone. The whistle isn't just sound. It's a blade that cuts through your ribs. One shrill note, and you're climbing. Mud swallows your boots. Your fingers claw at the wooden slats. Your body rises, not because it wants to, but because it has to. Then, the sky opens its jaws. Machine guns tear the air like serrated wire. Shells explode ahead, behind, sometimes in mid-air. The dawn light flickers between orange fire and ghostly smoke. You run. Not toward victory, not toward strategy, just forward, because there's nowhere else to go. Around you, men vanish. Some scream, some are just gone. 1 second they're beside you, the next they're part of the earth. You leap over wire, over corpses, over what used to be horses. The ground shudders beneath your boots. It doesn't feel like running. It feels like drowning on land.
Gas!
The word slams into you harder than a bullet. You yank the mask over your face. The world turns yellow-green, a sick, ghostly hue. Your breath fogs the eyepieces. Your hands shake. The stench of chlorine cuts through your skull, sweet and burning, like death wrapped in sugar. You keep moving, half blind. A man stumbles past you, his mask lost. You want to help, but you also want to live. You don't get to choose both. A shell lands nearby. Everything lifts. Your stomach spins. Then, darkness. But not silence. Never silence.
Move up, keep moving! Get that wire cleared, lads!
You wake flat on your back, sky above, pale, expressionless, the color of ash, the color of forgetting. Your ears ring like distant church bells, warped by wind. Your hands are caked in someone else's blood. You're not sure whose. You're not sure it matters. The world around you looks like the end of something ancient. Shattered trees, smoking holes in the ground. Men twisted into shapes that don't belong in life. You try to sit up. Pain claws your side. Your ribs might be cracked, or maybe it's just your spirit. Beside you, the boy with the photo. His fingers still clutch the picture. A mother, two sisters,
easy, brother.
Smiling. You something. Not a prayer, not even words. Just noise, to remind yourself you still exist. You crawl, over splintered helmets, over boots that still have feet in them. Every inch feels like betrayal. The trench you came from? Gone. Flattened by shellfire. Swallowed back into the mud like it was never real. You sit down, not from choice, but from collapse. And suddenly it's all too much. You've survived, and you don't know why. And for the first time, you cry. Not like a soldier, like a child. Not from fear, but from the overwhelming, soul-breaking realization that survival doesn't always feel like victory. Evening comes slow, like the war doesn't want to end, only fade. The battlefield glows dimly, not with fire anymore, but with a strange quiet that follows it, a stillness that feels wrong, like the world is holding its breath. You sit with your back against a broken post. Your shadow flickers in the low light of distant flames. Your breath is shallow, not from injury, but exhaustion carved into your soul. A medic passes, blood on his sleeves. He doesn't see you. You don't call out. You're not sure if you want to be found. Instead, you look up at the sky. You can almost remember what stars looked like before gas clouds, before flares. You think about home, about the smell of baking bread, about your sister arguing over the last piece of pie, about the old man at the corner shop who always had licorice in his pocket. You think about Mondays and how you used to dread them. Now you'd trade a year of breath for just one dull, rainy Monday. The wind shifts, carries a sound, boots in the distance, crows circling, something groaning beneath rubble. And then, silence again. You wonder, will anyone remember this place? This stretch of mud that took everything and gave nothing. Someday, this will be a field again. Children might play where you watched men fall. The blood will be gone. Only the ghosts will know. You close your eyes, not to sleep, but to listen. To the wreckage, to the wind, to the faint, stubborn sound of life trying to rise from beneath the dead. Because even here, under skies choked with smoke and sorrow, something human still breathes. The guns fell silent, but silence has weight. It presses into the earth, into the air, into the bones of those who survived. You don't remember how long you've been sitting here. Minutes feel like hours. Hours feel like ghosts. The battlefield no longer moves, but it still breathes. Beneath the mud lie stories, names without faces, faces without names. Someday, the grass will grow again. Birds will nest in the ruins. Children will play on this soil, never knowing the shape of the suffering beneath their feet. And perhaps that's mercy, that the earth forgets what men cannot. But as you stand, you feel something deeper than memory, something wordless and alive. Not glory, not victory, just the faint understanding that you are still here. And in the quiet, where the world begins again, you finally understand. War ends, but the human heart, it remembers.